drivers supposedly going to be rejecting deliveries to the city that never sleeps for $355 million fraud ruling against Trump. I was trying to explain to my lovely yet normie wife about the case that this Aragon or Sauron, whatever his name is. I was trying to basically tell her about what this was, what the whole thing is, and I said it's like our house is valued at this, and they come in and they say, yeah, it's only worth $50,000, and you lied about it. So she kind of understood that, but yeah, this is becoming a thing. All right, now I got to admit, folks. I at first was like, all right, psyop alert, whip, 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 psyop alert, psyop alert. There is a psyop happening. Great video by Love Travel Adventure, the trucker dude from Montana. Just straight. I like him because he's right down the middle. He doesn't really go cray cray on one way or the other. But yeah, this trucker thing is starting to get real. Okay, so some truck drivers who supported Trump say they're going to refuse loads. Glenn Beck had a great video today, and he just went and he just said, if you're a trucker, call me and let me hear about it. Now, the Love Travel Adventure guy went in and just started going through raw numbers, and there are, according to what he was showing, 3.5 million truckers in America. People. This is do everything. This is the people that drive the Sprinter vans, they drive the big rigs, they drive the little cars, whatever. These are delivery people for commercials, owner, operator, otherwise, whatever. 3.5 million, I think he said. So, first you're hearing that, and you're like, all right, I hear it's 100 truckers, whatever. First of all, the truckers could own anything they want. If they want to be like, you know what, I don't like that, we're going to shut you down. The truckers can do it. They have that ability. The other thing is that this thing is whenever I see these, I always automatically think the worst. I think of January 6th. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they're setting them up. Admiral Akbar, whatever. That's a trap. I always think that. So, I worry about it. So anyway, Glenn is talking to all these truckers. He's like, hey, call me in, whatever. And you can kind of tell when people are fake and when people are actual in the business and what they're saying. And a lot of these guys were like, I'm not doing it. I work for a small company out of Ohio, and every Monday I do a load and I go in and I do my thing and I get in and I get out, right? Okay. He said, this day I'm not doing it. Now, the other thing that this one guy brought up that was very interesting is the fact that, a lot of people are like, okay, well, another person will go in. Another person will pick up the slack, and, some new guy who, or, someone maybe, someone that's on the political left, and he said, you know what, I'll support my guy, and yada, yada, yada. But he hadn't been driving that long. To drive a big rig into New York City, and they get, I think they said 10,000 trucks a day or something like that, maybe more, or 100,000 deliveries. Someone wants to put that in there, go for it. He said going in and out of the tunnels and the traffic and, just the whole logistics of New York City, well, it's not exactly the kind of thing that a new person can do. So, throwing some rookie at it isn't going to solve the problem. In fact, it could very well create other problems. Now, I was thinking when I read this, I was like, maybe instead of like stopping all this, maybe they should go and clog up, because it wouldn't take many truckers to do it. I'm thinking numbers. I'm like, all right, well, you got 3.5 million. First of all, let me start there. This is the other thing I was going to say tonight. Um, I'm really a fan of peaceful non-aggression styles of boycotting and protesting. I think they are the most effective. I think satyagraha, as Gandhi called it, peaceful non-compliance, whatever you want to call it. I personally think that it is the best way to stop this. It's the problem with the J6 thing is they were able to go in and say, oh, they were doing threatening things, and it was a worst thing ever, the worst riot since Pearl Harbor made love to 9/11, whatever, which of course is BS. Anyway, so Trump, of course, is happy about all this. He's getting the support and hope that all these people are going to be doing. The Chicago Ray guy has come on and voiced his opinion and said, hey, I want to say I've been talking to people and they're going to join me and we're all joining in, and a lot of people are saying enough of this crap, which I get it. Love Travel Adventures said, then you got to worry about getting on a list. Honestly, at that, I kind of balked. I'm like, you know what? If we're so damn worried about a list now, this is, who cares? If you're on a list. I mean, basically, if you're not, doing shows in women's clothing, then you're considered like a right-wing extremist at this point, right? So, all I can say is that it's going to be interesting. Now, I have lived in New York. I lived almost a decade. I was there 8.5 years, something like that. New York City resident. I worked in Manhattan and lived in the outer boroughs. Your typical, transplant going there. I thought I was going to be a star of radio and TV and all that kind of stuff. Comedian and musician and rock and roller, and thought I was going to be the next Jack Black, for lack of a better way of putting it. And went there and did my thing and loved it. I liked New York. It was fun while I was there. I was there in a good time. I was there. Bloomberg was mayor, and at first he was great. Then of course he started going after sugar and salt and drinks and numbers and ounces, and he like solved a few too many problems. But anyway, it was a safe city. I knew the cops. I had a PBA card. You could, go freely, especially if you weren't, as long as you weren't in like really nasty parts of Brooklyn or Bronx or Queens, which the whole Staten Island is nasty. Sorry, a little Staten Island joke there. As long as you were in a good place, it wasn't a bad, wasn't a bad city to be in. And it wasn't that expensive. I was actually thinking about how much my first apartment was. And lived with 3 other people in a 2-bedroom. Guy and girl in one room, and then me in the other. And it was like $800 for a pretty nice little apartment in Queens. And now, like, it'd be 3-4 times that. It'd be probably $3,000. So the point is that, we are about to see it. This video. Here we go. Here we go, the fudging. I've been to New York City plenty of times, shuttle routes to Atlanta, several breweries, to NYC, Brooklyn, stopped for 2 reasons. Hellish driving, Rona restrictions, and now I have reasons to never return there. I say this with absolute convictions. When the government continues to impose regulations on truckers, I don't want to hear from truckers who believe this boycott will do nothing, So, New York is tough to manage. It's tough to manage on like a vehicle. I can't even imagine what it would be like to try to manage in a truck of some sort. But yeah, I mean, I just, you know what? All right, let's drill down on this. Why are the truckers doing this? They're doing it because they're tired. They're tired of all this crap. They're tired of just the blatant corruption. I mean, it really is. It's. I think I said this the other night. You know, and again, I'm not like Mr. Trump. I honestly, I don't know if I'm voting or not. You know, I live in blue ass Maryland, and uh, I don't trust anything here. You get the point. But, um, you know, I'm not voting for Joe. I know that much. I've voted for Trump before. So, I don't know. There's things about Trump I like. There's things about Trump I don't like. It's neither here nor there. I definitely pick him over Biden. I'll just leave it like that. If I take the time to go vote, I might not. Just depends. We'll just see. But the fact is that now they're trying to like figure out why it is all this stuff is going on and why these truckers are getting pissed off and why the elite a-holes of the world just don't get it. They just don't understand this phenomenon of Trump. And I'm just going to lay it out like this. Trump is the world's largest FU to the most corrupt system that we've ever had to endure. If you grew up like we did in the 70s and 80s, 70s were kind of rough, but you were free. 80s were, financially stable, but it was free. And then all of a sudden, in the last 20 years, basically since the Patriot Act, all this stuff started to clamp down. I read this thing before saying that they've got like these AI censorship tools now. Not that I know anything about that go and basically just go and find people that are saying, things that when I grew up was like the right way to be, Bible and God and country and patriotism and, trusting and believing in the Constitution and always using peace. And like, that's the kind of stuff that I was brought up to believe as the right way to do it. And now, all those people are considered like these, tourists or something like that by this AI. And it shows desperation. I guess that's the main thing. And that's why all this stuff is coming out. And we're going to wrap it up here. After this, I'm going to immediately do the crisis report. Okay. It shows desperation. It shows that, these people are really scared. They see the writing on the wall. They see that the old tricks don't work anymore. And no matter what, I think they saw that when they were trying to indict Trump on stuff, and his popularity kept going up. I think what's going on now is they're going to start to get desperate. There's a great video on USA Watchdog, Greg Hunter, with Martin Armstrong. You should check it out. But basically what he said was that they're getting desperate. And the desperation is going to really start to make them do things and show their hand in ways that are going to become problematic. And, are going to blow your mind, I think. This trucker boycott, I think they're going to do some damage. I think that it's going to show that, other boycotts have worked. The Bud Light one, that worked. I've always said, you're going to see a whole heck of a lot of craziness going on in the rest of 2024. This trucker thing is really going to kick it off. We're going to wrap this one up here, folks. I appreciate you. Check me out on the crisis report. It's about to start. Borg and the Borg. Love y'all. Get prepped, because 2024 is going to be a year of war. God bless. Stack, stock, stick the plan. Keep heading this rolling, powder drive. And I appreciate you coming by. PrepperNow. Live. Share it out. Hit the like button before you go. Hit the like button before you go. Hit the like button before you go.